Good evening. There's been a dramatic rise in the number of accidents since the start of the heatwave. This week, one person has died in the sea at Brighton. In Bournemouth, 20 people have been rescued from the water, and in Poole, lifeboats have been launched 17 times in the past 5 days. Martin Dowse has more details.
One of Dorset and Wiltshire's specialist water teams practising rescue drills today ahead of a potentially busy weekend. Weirs, bridges, quarries, rivers heavy with weeds are all notorious places where youngsters in particular will get into trouble. It's a matter of anticipating the dangers and thinking before taking the plunge, despite the temptations.
Given the weather at the moment, there's an inclination to go and cool off. However, there are inherent dangers associated with these areas, such as cold water, deep water, and all these are a recipe really for disaster. One of the really difficult things to assess is the depth of the water, and if there are any known projections or rocks underneath, which if you do jump from a height and you haven't assessed this well, you may end up causing yourself significant injury.
These pictures captured youngsters tombstoning in Portsmouth this week. Great fun if you know the depth of the water or what may be hidden below the surface. If you don't, you're risking death or potentially being paralysed for life. On the coast, the start of the school holidays and the heatwave have created a perfect storm of potential danger. In Brighton, it claimed its first victim after a 44-year-old man swimming near the pier got into difficulty and sadly died. Poole Lifeboat Station, already one of the busiest in the country, had what they describe as an exceptionally high number of call-outs. This dramatic boat fire, missing swimmers and broken down jet skis have kept the volunteer crew busy, and like the fire service, they're bracing themselves for the weekend.
I think as soon as the sun comes out, people rush to get their boats out that are probably not quite prepared or not ready or not serviced, and they don't check the full weather, the tides, and have they got spare fuel? Have they got flares? Is their boat maintained? Has the engine been serviced? Has everyone got a life jacket? Is it in date? Is it serviced? Is it looked after? I don't want anyone to stop enjoying the water. The water's great fun. Just have means of calling for distress when things do go wrong, and inevitably they will go wrong.
Have fun, enjoy these open spaces, but respect them because there are hidden dangers in there. If you're aware of what they are, everyone can enjoy those spaces, but also ensure that they come home safely at the end of the day.
Martin Dowse, ITV News.
Well, the temperatures this week have reached 91 degrees, but with the heat wave comes concern about skin cancer. So are you doing enough to protect yourself? Ellie Barker has been looking at the dangers.
Michael Mansfield always loved the sunshine. He enjoyed working outside in it as a builder for nearly 50 years.
In those days, it was a case of just turning up. There was no health and safety as such as there is today. We used to go in the summer. Once the sun comes out, like it is today, it was renowned. Its shirt was off, shorts was on, and you'd wear a white hanky over your head to see it raised off your head, but it was just shirts off. That was renowned throughout the industry. Everybody done it.
It was when he returned from holiday his wife and daughter noticed a mole was getting bigger.
Took a biopsy. A week later, I was in hospital. It was a melanoma, found to be fairly deep. I had an operation the week after.
Judith Denning also spends most of her days working outside as a livestock farmer. She too has skin cancer.
I consider myself to be lucky that actually the skin cancer that I have isn't one of the life-threatening ones, so I consider it to be a warning.
While Judith and her family say they use suntan cream for days out and holidays, she admits applying it while working outside wasn't a priority.
Looking back, I should have taken that extra 5 minutes in the morning to put the sun cream on.
And Judith and her family are not alone. Staff at NHS England are trying to remind these farmers the importance of covering up.
People think about it when they're on holiday, but not when they're going out every day. But this is the messages we're trying to get across. Actually, if you're outdoors in the bright sun all day, you do need to think about this.
Put on a hat most of the time. But, occasionally when the sun's out, it catches you out on it. But, on my nose, whether that's a little touch of whiskey at night, I don't know.
The message may be getting across when it comes to farmers, but all the builders we spoke to on one of the hottest days of the year still weren't covered up.
Are you wearing suntan cream or not?
No.
Are you wearing suntan cream at the moment?
Nah.
Why not?
It's not hot enough.
So what does Michael have to say to this?
You might be the unfortunate one, and there's no good being bizarre about it. It won't happen to me. Cancer don't take any effect on anybody. It just comes and you get it. And it's one of those things. Once you've got it, you've got it.
Two different stories, but the message is the same. If you're working outside, take care. You may not be as lucky as them. Ellie Barker, ITV News.
Now, the rivalry between England and Australia dates back many years, and next week the over-70s Ashes is coming to Hampshire. The series is tied at 1-1, so there's all to play for in the final match at Burridge, as Natalie Gray reports.
When it comes to cricket, England and Australia are old rivals. And these are old rivals. They are the over-70s Ashes teams.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free.
Not that young, but there's no doubting their fervour, fight and fire.
We've got a good side, and I think we'll probably run the palms off their legs.
Well, I hope you're wrong.
We take it very seriously. I mean, we've all got to the age of 70 and we're still playing competitive sport, and it keeps us going, I think.
How good is it to still be able to play cricket at 70 and with your mates? You know, really, how good is that?
It doesn't matter what level you're playing, it's a great honour to be selected for your country.
There's no such thing as a fast bowler. Everyone's a bit slower, but there's still so much pride and passion to be representing their countries.
It's something you dream about from being a kid, you know, and today I was particularly moved because my son put me up on Facebook saying my dad's going to play in the Ashes, and I thought it was marvellous.
And you are?
I am.
Yes, you're safe. What are the problems playing cricket at this level at your age?
No trouble during the game, but problems the next 2 days.
The talk over tea has changed over the years.
Instead of talking about girls and fast cars like we used to when we were young fellas, now we talk about prostate operations and blood pressure and all those and grandkids, of course.
Natalie Gray, ITV News.
We'll let you know who wins. And finally, the America's Cup is the biggest prize in sailing, and racing in the World Series began in Portsmouth this afternoon. Sally Simmons was there.
Some of the best pilots in the world painted the skies above Portsmouth to signal the start of the America's Cup World Series. Arguably the best sailor in the world, Sir Ben Ainsley, is soaking up the home support.
Looking forward to it?
Yeah, no, it's going to be awesome.
Thank you very much.
It's great conditions.
They've been queuing up to get in, you know?
Yeah. No, the sun's out.
You better perform.
Beautiful British summer. Yeah, we'll go for it.
It's up to you.
Yeah, okay. Thanks.
Thousands streamed onto the seafront at Southsea to see 6 teams competing for the America's Cup. 2 straight victories for Land Rover BAR, but brothers Tom and Oliver disagree on his overall chances.
I reckon they've got 110% chance of winning. They're probably going to come in like the top 3, but they still do have a chance of winning it.
Well, they might be the best sailors in the world, competing for the oldest sporting trophy in the world, but not everybody's watching. You're here, you're missing it.
We are. We decided to have a little look at for things for the children to do, and my daughter Grace has been on this already and really enjoyed it.
Now, impress me with your knowledge of the America's Cup.
I have none. It's about sailing and boats, and that's about it.
And back on the water, thousands cheered as Ainsley and the crew of Land Rover BAR proved they can read the waters off Portsmouth the best. But points only count from tomorrow.
And we'll be there. Now, what does the weekend weather have in store? With all the details tonight, here's Simon Parkin.
From cold fronts to camping, driving through Europe, Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
Good evening, and you'll be thrilled to hear there's some pretty decent weather around this weekend. The earlier showers have died away by now, leaving us with a dry rest of night. Some clear spells, bit of patchy clouds, some mist and fog here and there. Temperatures again a bit mild and muggy, but any mist will burn away fairly quickly tomorrow morning. Then we're in for a pretty decent day. Come the afternoon, there's a chance of catching an odd shower, but plenty of sunshine. Warm in that sunshine too, highs of around 27 degrees. So for most of us, staying dry and fine, and that's the plan on Sunday as well. Although later on we will see the cloud thicken up with some patchy drizzle overnight.
Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
And that is all from us for tonight. The weekend team will be here just after 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. But from me and from all of us here on the Late Team tonight, good night.